She said, I just love puppies. He heard that she loved poopies. He loved her. He only dreamed of her too. And so he thought, well, she wants poopies. Now he wasn't sure whose poopies she loved, and he worried. It ached his heart that it might be someone else's poopies. He thought, was it her ex-boyfriend Mo? And where did Mo get off doing that kind of thing to a lady as sweet as her? She said, I just love puppies. And he heard that she loved poopies. He went looking for Mo, and he thought, this is gonna go one way or it's gonna go the other. And there he went to the corner bar, and he said, Mo, I need to talk to you. And Mo said, what? And he said, what's so nice about your poopies? And Mo said, have you lost your mind? And he said, where did you get off giving her your poopies? And Mo said, I didn't give anyone a poopy. He said, do you mean puppy? Yeah, I gave someone a puppy. And what of it? And he said, did you give my girl a puppy? And he said, maybe I did. And he said, I could have sworn she said poopies. But now it makes sense that it was a puppy. Although he'd never seen her with any pets, not even a fish, he decided it was time to get her what she wanted. And he went and got 2 puppies. And then he put them in a little red flyer wagon. They kept jumping out. He kept putting them back in until he got all the way to her house. He rang the bell. She answered it slowly. And he said, I got your puppies. And she said, Achoo! Achoo. He said, bless you.
Bless you.
And she said, Achoo!
Achoo.
And he said, bless you again.
Bless you.
And she said, Achoo! Achoo! He said, bless you 2 times. And she said, I'm sorry. I'm allergic to dogs. And he said, well, that can't be it then. So maybe it wasn't Mo. I wonder who else. Maybe it was Jack. Maybe it was Jack who gave her his poopies. Well, when I see Jack, I'm going to give him what's for. And he took the puppies back to the pet store. And then he went looking for Jack. But he knew where to find Jack. And there he was, brave and bold. He's gonna do whatever was right at the construction site. He said, "Where's Jack?" And the foreman said, "Who wants to know?" And he said, "Me." And he said, "Why?" And he said, "Because he gave my girl his poopies." And the foreman said, "Skinny Jack?" He called Jack over. And Skinny Jack came by. He said, "Yeah?" He said, "You gave my girl your poopies." And Jack said, "I ain't never given a girl any poopies." And he said, "Yeah, you did." And he said, "One time I gave a girl goopies." He said, "Goopies?" And he said, Yeah, goopies, you know, when you sneeze in your hand and then you pretend to rub it on her hair, but you don't rub it on her hair. And he said, "What?" He said, "Yeah, it's a goopy. And then you just rub your boogers on your pants. I gave a girl a goopy once. Is that your girl?" He said, "Goopy?" He said, "I don't know. Never mind." And then he left the construction site. And he thought, well, I don't know if that sounds right, 'cause she's such a lady. He decided that if she wanted a goopy, well, he'd have to sneeze. So he kept taking her out to lunch. They went to the boardwalk too. It was the spring. He had an engagement ring. The wind was blowing the pollen through. And then he said, "Ha, ha, ha, choo!" And he blew the biggest snot of his life right in his hand. And he knew it was the day he'd go on one knee after giving her a goopy. So he closed his hand tight, and then he rubbed his hand over her hair and said, "I just gave you a goopy." And she said, oh God, what's wrong with you?" And he said, "What?" She said, "Oh, you're not a gentleman." And then she ran away. And he said, no, wait, come back, please, come back. I thought that's what you wanted. You said you loved goopies." She said, "I never said I love goopies." And he said, "Well, I didn't think you would say what I thought you said. Maybe you did say you loved poopies." She said, "I wouldn't ever say I love poopies." He said, "Well, what'd you say you loved?" She said, "Poppies. I love poppies. Flowers, they're flowers." He said, "You mean to tell me this whole time you weren't talking about stuff that comes out of your butt?" She said, "No." He said, "You were talking about flowers?" She said, "What kind of lady would want to talk about anything that comes out of your behind?" And he said, "I'm so sorry." He said, "I didn't rub nothing in your hair, I promise. Look, check it over." And she felt through her hair, and it felt soft and nice like it was supposed to feel. And he said, "I spent the better part of a year trying to figure out what you loved. That's why I brought you the puppies. I went and I talked to Mo." "You talked to Mo?" "Yeah, I went and I talked to Mo. And then I went and I talked to Jack." "You talked to Jack? You went and you talked to my old beaus?" He said, "I did." He said, "I'm sorry. I did it because I wanted to get you whatever you wanted. And even if it was poopies, I was going to figure out what they ate to make sure that my poopies were the same as theirs. But they told me it was a goopy or that it was a puppy, and I'm sorry, But I just got one more thing to tell you. And he got on one knee, and he took the ring out of his pocket, and he said, "Will you be my Poopy forever?" She said, "I love puppies." He heard she loved poopies. The end.
That one was a good one. That sounded like a story.
That one was like a story?
Yeah.
I'm glad you liked it.